all, welcome back. Welcome back to the series of System Verilog coding session 1. So, this is the series where I'll be explaining about all the codes related to System Verilog because recently many of you are asking me in LinkedIn as well as in Instagram also to post the videos related to the coding in System Verilog. Yes, so which is why I am planning to do these sessions related to this session is entirely related to coding that is related to the concepts that are present in System Verilog. Okay, until now we have talked theoretically about everything related to the System Verilog theory thing. So in the upcoming sessions I am planning to make the code more coding videos related to System Verilog so that you will know how to develop the test bench concept wise. If you know it concept wise, you can easily understand how can you do the coding actually, like how can you use that particular concept relate in coding manner. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing my channel and also hit on the notification bell, and also please share this video to all the VLSI aspirants who also want to enter into design and verification domain and are doing courses related to design and verification domain like Verilog, System Verilog and all, right? And also please do like it if you like this video. And yeah, coming to today's session, we are going to talk about arrays. Okay, we are going to see about an example related to arrays because arrays is the concept where actual System Verilog concepts will be starting. Until arrays, like will be seeing about data types which we have mostly seen in Verilog also, but in System Verilog the more conceptualization will be starting from this arrays concept. Okay, so basically you all know that in arrays in System Verilog it is categorized into two types. One is fixed size arrays and another is dynamic arrays. Okay, again dynamic arrays is categorized into dynamic arrays, associative arrays and queues. That is another concept, but as of the basic categorization, it is fixed and dynamic. Okay, you all know what is the difference between fixed and dynamic. If you don't know anything about arrays, I'll link the particular playlist which I have made completely on arrays. Arrays is very important, which is why I have made a separate playlist for the entire videos that I made on arrays. I'll link that in the description box. You can go there and check it out, right? So coming to arrays, they are fixed and dynamic. So fixed means we'll be as soon as we'll be declaring the array, we will be assigning the size to that particular array. That means the memory will be allocated as soon as the array is declared in case of fixed array. But in case of dynamic array, that is not going to happen because we can we can declare the size of the array or we can change the size of the array during the runtime. Okay, like during runtime or simulation time we can change the size of the array or we can declare the size at that particular runtime in case of dynamic array. Okay, so the memory allocation will not be happening as soon as we declare the array. We can make it happen during the simulation time or runtime, right? That is the case in dynamic array. I think you all know about it. So we are going to write a code for this dynamic array. So let us see the question framing, like how basically you will be having, like declare a dynamic array with size 5. So you need to declare the dynamic array with size 5 and assign some values into it and then resize it to 8. Okay, so the size of actual size should be 5 and then we have to resize it to 8, and then this resized array should contain all the old elements, like you have assigned the values into it. So it should contain all those values. Along with it, you have to resize the array. Okay, so this is the first part. And coming to the second part, try to override the values for that created array. So you have again resized it to 8 and then you have to override the values. Like overriding means here in the originally it is size 5 and then it is size 8. In size 8 it contains all the elements that the size 5 consists of, right? And now what you have to do, you have to override all those 8 values in this previous array. Okay, so this is the case. Let us see how we are going to write a code for this. Like first thing is module. Okay, so module dynamic array example. Next, what you are going to do, you are going to declare a dynamic array. How you are going to declare a dynamic array? For dynamic array, you have to write the array name, any name, like I have just given it as array, and you have to do a square brackets. Just you have to leave the empty brackets. That means this is the declaration of dynamic array. Okay, if it is associative array, you will be giving some star inside it. Okay, and if it is some q, you will be declaring some dollar. If you are leaving it as empty, then it is declared as a dynamic array. You should remember it, right? So int array, and then I am just declaring a dynamic array. Since I have declared, since I have already told you in the starting itself, as soon as we declared, we no need to give the size of the array. We can give it during runtime. So during runtime initial begin. Now what is the thing? I want to make it with a size 5. So array equal to new of 5. Okay, that means you are giving the size as 5. Okay, so new is the thing which you need to in order to allocate the memory, you have to use the keyword new. Okay, new of square brackets, within square brackets 5. Okay, I have declared that. I have assign sorry, declare the size of the array. Now I am assigning values into it. So array equal to, okay, some tick of square brackets. So within the square brackets you will be giving, sorry, within the flower braces you will be giving the size. What is the size? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. These are the elements inside the array. So this is my array. Okay, I am giving my array as 5. Okay, so new of 5, that means 5 allocations like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So within this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 are my elements. Fine. So the first half is completed, and then you have to resize it to 8. So how we are going to resize it? So for these values to be printed, I am giving it as for each. You know that in order to in order to print all the array elements at a time, you will be using the for each loop. So for each is usually designed for printing the values within the array, or for basically it is designed for array loop. Okay, so for each array of I, you will be declaring $display in order to display these values on the log file, right? So this is how I'm just declaring, assigning the values, and then I'm printing those values. Now I want to know the size. Since I am telling the size of the array is 5, I want to know the size of the array, whether it is 5 or not. So I am displaying that array dot size. This is the method, this is the inbuilt method within the array. You can just call it by using the array name dot size. What is the array name here? The array name is array. So array name dot size. So if you are mentioning it as array name dot size, it will be showing you the size of the array, right? And now what is happening? Now I want to resize my array to 8. So how we are going to resize it? Okay, so this is my array equal to, this is my array name equal to new of 5. That means I have given the size as 5. Now I want to resize it. How we are going to do it? Just you can do it as array equal to new of 8. That's it. Okay, whenever you want to change the size, you are changing it to, you are just replacing the number from new of 5 to new of 8. That means what happens? Again 3 more locations will be added to this particular 5, right? Now that is fine until then, but what is the condition I have written? Which should contain all the old elements. That means whenever you are writing it as array equal to new of 8, what happens? A new array will be created. Okay, which means new array doesn't contain all the old elements. It will just be creating with some sizes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So array of 8 means 8 elements will be 8 memory locations will be created, but that doesn't contain any of the old ones. So in order to carry the old values also, what you have to do? You have to add a array name after this allocation. That means after the allocation name, if you are adding the array name which is array, that means what you are doing, you are carrying the, along with the memory locations, you are carrying the old value arrays elements also. So what happens? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 will be added, and then since for the remaining 3 you didn't add any values, like you didn't assign any values, so the 3 values will be given the value of 0. So now if you see the size of the array, what will be the size of the array? The size of the array is 8, not 5, because we have resized it to 8. So here the size of the array is 8. And then coming to the print of the elements, what will be? It will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 0, 0, 0. Why? Because you have made three values as you have carried the old elements, and but you didn't assign any new elements. So that is why the old elements are carried and the new elements will be as it is, like 0, 0, 0. Now what is the next thing? So this is done. Now what is the next thing? Try to overwrite the values of this created array. Now I have created array to 8. Okay, I have created array and I have given it size 8, and I am taking the values like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 0, 0, 0. Now I want to, if you want to overwrite the values, overriding means just what you will do, you will just resize the array. If you see here, array equal to new of 6, that means since you didn't give any array name, what happens? It doesn't bring the old values, but it will just resize the values and without any values. So the values will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all zeros. Okay, so this is how you will be overriding values. If you want to override the existing values, what you will do, you just don't add an array name after the new. That means all the old values were gone when you are just resizing the array, right? Array equal to new of 6. Now what happens for each array of I am just printing those values also. Now okay, these are the things that I have asked for the within the code, and this is how the code will be. Now if you want to delete the entire array, if you were asked to delete the entire array, what will you do? Okay, the same thing, just like array equal to new of 6 will be allocating the memory locations, array dot delete will be deleting the memory locations. Okay, now if you are using array dot size, you will be knowing the size of the array. Similarly, array dot delete means you will be deleting the entire array. So deleting the entire array means nothing but you have made the size as 6 for this array. Now if you are deleting the entire memory locations, that means you are deleting this entire 6 memory locations, what will be the size of the array? The size is 0. Why? Because you have deleted this entire array, so the memory locations, the size of the array will be 0. Why? Because you have deleted the size from 6 to array dot delete, right? So the value will be 0 here. Clear? So this is how you are going to write a code for a dynamic array. Hope you understood about this particular code. If you still don't understand how to write a dynamic array code, you can ask me, so that you can ping me in the comment box or in any of my social media handles. I will definitely try to answer your doubts, right? Now let us do the same thing in the EDA playground and execute, so that you will understand how the code will be executed and how the working will be done. I have just copied and pasted this entire code. If you see here, this is the dynamic array code what we have written in the previous thing. Now what are we going to do? We are going to execute it. For execution, what you have to do, I think you already know about it. First you have to select the tools and simulators. Okay, so for my thing, my tool is any tool. You can go for cadence or synopsis. Basically I'm just opting for Aldec Rivera Pro. Okay, and the remaining thing, since this is the system verilog code, you need to keep the Testbench plus design as system verilog or verilog, and then the tools and simulators, the rest of the things you don't need to change anything. And if you want to open the wave, then you should go for EP wave. But basically, since we are opting for arrays, basically you don't need to see it in a wave. You will be, if you are seeing it in a log file only, you will understand. So now if you want to save this particular code, for example you are writing the code in the EDA playground, and if you want to save it, what you have to do is you will be going for add a title. Okay, for example this is my dynamic array code. What I am doing, I am naming it as add a dynamic array dot sv, your wish. It is so I have saved it, right? Also I am saving mine as dynamic array dot sv. Okay, so it is being saved, and if I run this particular code, what is happening? See, let us see. You have to run the code after running. So if you see the log file here, just like we have talked. First we have created for 5 memory locations. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the values are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now after this, after displaying the elements, I have also displayed 2 for size of the array is 5. Now what I have done, I have resized the array to 8, and I am seeing the size of the array is 8. Now after this, what I have done, I have added the resizing of array with the old array name. So that is why the old array elements are there, and the remaining, for the remaining 3 elements, since I didn't give any values, those values are given as 0. Now I have overridden the entire array. That means I have made changed the size along. It is no problem if you are not changing the size also. If you are overriding, you don't need to change. But I have changed the size also from 8 to 6. Now after changing from 8 to 6, since I have overridden, I didn't give any old array name, so that is why the values are all zeros. Okay, now after this, what I have done, I have deleted the entire array by using the array dot delete option. So array dot delete method, so size of the array is, since I have deleted the entire array, so no memory location, so that is why it is 0. For example, in this same thing, if you doesn't want to override array, what you have to do, array dot size of you, what you will be using, if you are using it as array. Okay, that means what you are, for the 6 size also, you have just changed the size, you have reduced the size from 8 to 6, but you have just made that thing and you have run the code. Now you didn't make any changes, you have just didn't give. So now if you see, in the last size of the array is 6. Okay, and but since you have added the old array name also, so the remaining arrays were given like this, and it is 0. Clear? So this is how the coding is happening. Now if you want to see where your code is present, for example, if you, since you have saved this code, and if you want to see where your saved code is there, you can go for playgrounds. Okay, within playgrounds you will be having your playgrounds. Okay, so if you go to that playgrounds, you will be seeing, see, this is my dynamic array. Similarly, okay, if you just click on this, you will get your saved code. Okay, and then you can just run it and execute the code, right? So this is how you will be writing a dynamic array example. Okay, in the next class we will be discussing one more code related to the system verilog. If you like this video, please do like it, share it, and also if you are having any doubt related to any code, you can ping me. I'll add that in list, in this series list also. Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you.